The future for Call of Duty is absurdly uncertain. Just when rumors pointed one way, the path starts to deviate and shift the other. And it looks like some of even the top insiders out there may have had their information a bit wrong, because while we expected Modern Warfare 2 to be a 2-year game lasting us until Treyarch's next project, rumored to be in 2024, well, it turns out that might not be the case anymore. Today we're going to be discussing the wild development in what Call of Duty's future may hold and what it may mean. So as we go along, drop your thoughts below. Did you think the idea of a 2-year content cycle and a year off was a good idea, or too good to be true perhaps? What do you think will be filling that gap in 2023? Whatever the case, drop your thoughts below. But if you enjoyed the video, you found it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on the video. And if you're new to the channel, do be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay updated with all things Call of Duty, whether it be Warzone and Season 4 and 5 content upcoming here immediately, or things a little bit further down the road like Modern Warfare 2 and other things like that, and potentially even 2023 and 2024 content. We're on the road to 500,000 subscribers, so if you guys would like to join the community, I'd love to have you. And finally, with the T800 and T1000 bundles introduced for the new Terminator event upcoming in the in-game shop yesterday, if you plan on picking up either of those and you'd like to support the channel a little further, creator code Espresso is a great yet entirely optional way to do so. Do not ever feel pressured to, but if you ever do, tweet me a picture. I'd love to shout out some of your generous support in upcoming videos like these legends on screen. But for now, let's talk about this curveball in Call of Duty's future. So to start, where does all of this come from in terms of what we know about 2023, or what we thought we knew about 2023 and beyond? Because up until this point, we kind of considered that Modern Warfare 2 would be the first game to really last longer than 1 year, giving Treyarch effectively another year to master their upcoming project, that then being moved to a release in 2024. Back in February, major industry insider Jason Schreier reported, for the first time in 2 decades, Call of Duty will skip a year. Activision has delayed 2023's game made by Treyarch to 2024, sources tell Bloomberg. It's a shocking move that will have a massive impact on the franchise and the industry. The follow-up to that report was that we'd see a new free-to-play game, as well as content for Warzone 2 and Modern Warfare 2, but that year of support afterwards and into the 2023 endpoint would kickstart year 2 of Modern Warfare 2. Now, dissecting that a little bit further, the free-to-play game that's referenced here is more than likely going to be Warzone Mobile, but Jason Schreier has had a long and storied history of being accurate with his reporting. He even broke some other big scoops for Call of Duty in the past, so for a long time, that seemed to be the case in regards to what would be happening for the upcoming year, 2, and 3 beyond. It seemed like people accepted that, and from a developmental standpoint, that seemed pretty great from the outside looking in. Give breathing room for the next title so that you could avoid any rush developments like we saw the last couple of years. I mean, if the reported stories were true, Treyarch wasn't meant to have another game until what would be this past year in 2021, with 2020 being a split game developed by Raven and Sledgehammer, but Treyarch had to come in and finish up that what was an independent Cold War story and make it a Black Ops game, thus Black Ops Cold War. And honestly, if I were to guess, that's probably why we didn't see James C. Burns and Sam Worthington reprise their roles. It was probably a last-second change-up, because I mean, that stuff was reported that the game would be entirely flipped a year and a half out from the game's launch. So that's not a lot of time to completely rework a game. That's my own personal theory with it, but regardless, I mean, that was something that Treyarch lost a year of development and had to pick up the slack on a different title. So therefore, that then shifted Sledgehammer to another role where they had to crank something out in 2021 to then flip-flop with Treyarch, so that's what we got with Vanguard. While all the while, Modern Warfare 2 was untouched in its planning from Infinity Ward, so it seems like that course correct would have been coming after Modern Warfare 2, and with the reported extra time in dev, it made sense overall, right? Well, yesterday we saw the quarterly earnings report for Activision and their investors come out, and while they previously hinted at shutting down that rumor from Jason Schreier that we'd see an off year in 2023, they seemingly doubled down on that with this earning report, stating Activision's expanded studios also continue to make strong progress on an innovative mobile experience that will extend Warzone to the largest and fastest growing platform. Across the Call of Duty ecosystem, the teams are well positioned to support these launches with substantial live operations, while also continuing development of new premium content planned for 2023 and beyond, seemingly implying that 2023 will not actually be a year off, with Charlie Intel then coming in and clarifying that this is not more Modern Warfare 2 content. Activision refers to the yearly COD release as a premium as it's paid, so definitely implying something more than just new content is coming next year, with a winky face. Charles, what do you know? I want to know what you're thinking. Tell me what's on your mind. But in all seriousness, what a twist, man. And an even bigger twist to me is that we haven't heard anything about what this could be in any capacity. I mean, we heard of the gap year that was coming and then nothing else. Like, normally we'd hear about these things well in advance. I mean, we already know about COD 2024 in quite a lot of depth, and what is planned here, at least if not what actually comes to actually pass. That, we're still 2+ years away from that. We also knew about Black Ops Cold War in small details before Modern Warfare 2018 was even revealed. So the fact that we're now about a year and a couple of months out and we're just hearing that, okay, maybe something actually launches next fall, that's pretty crazy in and of itself to me. But that then leads to the question of what would be coming and who would be making it. I mean, there's plenty of rumors out there that we can discuss as to what might actually be coming at that point. One of the leading theories, of course, is that it's just Modern Warfare Year 2, but in a premium sense, a paywall behind more content for Year 2 of Modern Warfare. But defined by the jargon used when talking about post-launch content versus a new experience, again, clarified by Charlie Intel, that's something that we've seen persist in the past. Premium equals new experiences, and live ops is for supporting content to follow what was a premium game. So if that's the case, a paywall behind Year 2 of Modern Warfare 2 doesn't seem to actually be the likely candidate there. That theory then can also be applied to a handful of other different theories, like DMZ going standalone, but perhaps with a paywall behind that. That would still then be live operations by their definition. Another idea that was quickly shut down by Charlie Intel and insiders alike was the idea of a zombie standalone game, which, while I'd be all for that, that does kind of seem out of place as a paid offering if you're trying to keep the broader audiences in place between Modern Warfare 2 and whatever Treyarch is cooking up, or like Black Ops Gulf War, if that's what it turns out to be. Another idea is that there's still that Modern Warfare 3 remaster out there, rumored, because that was something that back when Modern Warfare Remastered started in 2016 with Infinite Warfare, that was apparently rumored to have all 3 licensed out to Sony for their exclusivity as a sort of bargaining chip there with that. They couldn't just do a one and done. They had to sign on for all 3. We already got Modern Warfare Remastered. We already got Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered. What about Modern Warfare 3 Remastered? That could be something that happens, but I mean, if not any of those, what in the world could it be? And more importantly, perhaps, who would be making it? I mean, basically every studio right now is accounted for, right? Infinity Ward is making Modern Warfare 2 and all that encompasses, that being your campaign, multiplayer, and Spec Ops and DMZ experiences, as well as building the baseline for Warzone 2. Treyarch has their title reportedly pushed back to 2024, rumored right now to be a sort of Gulf War setting. Sledgehammer, assuming they're still given another main developer shot, would be presumed to be behind Treyarch in 2025 if we don't get another gap year, right? So who's making 2023? I mean, logically, the guess might be Raven because they're unaccounted for, I guess, but at the same time, it also doesn't make any sense because they're continuing work on the Warzone 1 experience and then presumably will be picking up Warzone 2. Unless we somehow see them get the go-ahead for a filler project in 2023 while Infinity Ward handles Modern Warfare 2's main year of support and that first year of Warzone 2 support like they did with Modern Warfare 2018, that could work, but then that also still doesn't seem right because they'd have to then still somehow create a project while also handling the background project of Warzone 1's experience that we know right now, and then somehow in that main year of support of 2023, they'd have to shift to then also being the main studio to handle Warzone 2 after Infinity Ward ends up passing the baton over. So that just seems like a lot. I don't think that we'll see them actually as that main studio then if we get a 2023 project. So to me, that's the biggest question is, who in the heck will end up taking on this presumed project in 2023? And then secondarily, what does it entail? What I'd also love to know when we talk about this is, what does this mean for the exclusivity deal in place with Sony? Because when we talk about what we thought we knew, that then encompassed exclusivity rights for Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, and then what would be Treyarch's next title in 2024. But if there's a project that leapfrogs that, then in theory, it'd be Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, and now that 2023 project that would finish out the Sony exclusivity, which could mean that Treyarch's 2024 project could be that first one independent of any exclusivity deal and perhaps even under Microsoft. With the timing of that Microsoft acquisition, that could make the next project from Treyarch the first one that could be on things like Game Pass. That would be wild to consider if you ask me, a next to free-to-play offering for Call of Duty's mainline games that would offer, at least on the Xbox side of things, because that would include a huge influx of players that are already Game Pass subscribers, but may not otherwise check out a Call of Duty if it's a $60 or $70 price tag associated with it. And for that, that's kind of how I think that long-term will go, where Sony won't end up losing Call of Duty. You'll still be able to play it on PlayStation, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's that $60 to $70 tag on PlayStation, but it's included with Game Pass on Xbox. And That's kind of the way that I would do it if I was running the big business here of it. Why cut off your competition entirely when you can make them pay you for their licensing rights to use that game on their platform? I assume Microsoft isn't in the business of losing billions just to be spiteful, but I mean, who knows? So that said, that's where we're at here at this. 2023 and beyond just got a little bit spicier. We got a little bit more that kind of adds some fuel to the what the heck is going on fire, and I'm really curious to know more. So that said, that is where we're going to wrap it up. I would love to get your thoughts and feedback down in the comments. What do you think is going to happen here in 2023 after Modern Warfare 2, if anything at all? Maybe this is Activision's bluff and we do get a year off indeed, but for right now, we'll have to wait and see. So drop your predictions on what'll happen, but if you enjoyed the video, you found it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on the video, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Call of Duty. Whether that be, again, Warzone, Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, anything COD related, we've got you covered here on the channel. So if you guys are at all interested, I'd love to have you. That said, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care, and peace.